What up, peeps? Mr.Bones back at you, and it's day 5 of Wild Eye Week. Brought to you by Bronco Juggalo and the Super Slash Bros. And what we're talking about is 2017's Are We the Waiting? Directed and written by Michael Taylor Pritt. Starring Alyssa Cordial as Kia, Robinson as Chance, Bridget Kidd as Jessica, and Michael Taylor Pritt as Teddy. Just to name a few. A group of friends escape to Canada to avoid being drafted to fight in World War III. While in hiding and locked down in a friend's home, a ruthless masked killer named Neo begins to stalk and murder them one by one. Now the group must learn to trust each other and fight back against the mysterious threat in order to survive the night. So this movie opens up with a woman at a train station waiting for the train, and she witnesses this masked killer just walk up and murder a homeless man across the street, just stab the shit out of him. And he sees the girl, so then he runs her down and kills her too. Then the movie comes on and you meet Kia and Chance, a young couple in love, talking in bed, talking about stuff like, where do you see us in 10 years? Where do you see us in 15 years? Oh, well, in 15 years, I see us still together in a house on the beach with our daughter, grown up with a granddaughter, yada yada. And then you see Chance playing a video game with Teddy and another friend online gaming. They're all at their own homes and on headphones and stuff. And they make plans to go hang out at the bar or something. But then Chance gets a letter in the mail, which is draft papers, and Kia's crying, and they're all freaking out, and he didn't want to go to the army or the war or whatever, so they all cook up this idea. Let's just run off to Canada, where his uncle lives in Canada, and they'll go there to avoid the draft. But for some reason, before that, they come up with the idea to go to their friend's aunt's house that she's renting out, that she has on the market that no one's living in, to party one more time before they go to Canada. And that's where Neo shows up out of nowhere and just starts murdering them for no apparent reason, I want to say, but serial killers usually don't have a special reason for killing people. But yeah, they're trapped in this house. They're freaking out. They're scared. They're trying to survive. This dude's just peeking through the windows with his weird neon mask. On the DVD cover, it looks like The Purge, but it doesn't look like that in the movie. It looks like kind of reminds me of the wrestler Shark Boy. But it looks like a mask you'd wear at a rave or something. And kind of in the style of Gumby is what it kind of reminded me of. But yeah, they were partying and drinking and playing video games, and then Teddy goes in to clean up, and there's a guy just standing there and looking at him with the mask, and he calls the rest of them down, and they're freaking out, and the whole movie is cat and mouse fight for survival. And no one's deaf in this movie, but it sort of reminds me of the Netflix movie Hush, where there's a deaf girl trapped in her home and a guy in a white mask stalking her and torturing her and trying to get her. At one point, the one boy's aunt shows up to investigate her property because she thinks someone's on it, and she doesn't know the kids are there. And Neo shows up and pins her against the car and stabs the living shit out of her gut and kills her. And then there's this one other funny scene where they're trying to figure out what to do, and their friend Jessica suggests she'll run for help because she thinks she can outrun him because she's the fastest swimmer at her school. I thought that was funny because I'm like, you're not in an ocean. What does being the fastest swimmer have to do with being able to run fast? He catches up with her. She's like in a neighbor's house trying to use the phone and call for help. And he puts an axe in her forehead. And this is just it's a cool little suspenseful movie. This is low budget. It's a low budget slasher flick. It was fun. I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. And if you don't mind low budget flicks and you like slashers, I'd say check it out. I'd recommend checking it out. And that is what I watched. Peace.